The sky over Delta Island was completely covered by gunpowder smoke and the fierce roars of thousands of pirates. From the distance, the Navy's Buster Call fleet began firing cannons frantically into the very heart of the island. Douglas Bullet stood on the highest peak, looking down with a look of pure contempt for the world order. He activated his awakening, causing massive armored warships to be lifted into the air like small plastic toy ships. Metal fragments swirled together, creating a massive metal hurricane that crushed anyone who dared to block his dark path. Admiral Kizaru appeared amidst brilliant yellow light beams, sweeping away dozens of pirate ships in just one single second. The world government forces and the pirate crews began clashing violently, creating a massive and very bloody, chaotic battlefield. Zoro clashed with Navy admirals, creating green sword energy slashes that tore through the hard and solid earth ground. Sanji unleashed his flaming Diable Jambe kicks, blowing away groups of Navy soldiers surrounding him with great extreme speed. At the harbor area, Law and Kid were busy dealing with the giant steel monsters created by Bullet's power. Kid manipulated tens of thousands of swords and scrap metal, creating a giant mechanical bull to pierce through everything. Law used his room to teleport massive cannonballs back toward the Navy ships, attacking from the deep blue sea. Suddenly, from the smoke, Rob Lucci appeared in his fierce leopard form, lunging to attack the strongest pirates nearby. He performed the Shigen technique, piercing through steel armor, making many strong warriors fall in great and agonizing pain. Pirate Empress Boa Hancock led the Amazon Lily army, turning thousands of enemies into stone with just one kiss. "Anyone who dares block my man's path shall die," Hancock shouted with absolute authority and very intense cold anger. Sabo lunged down from above, with burning flames on his hands, blocking the attack of a powerful Navy admiral. The two extremes of fire and light collided, creating a shocking explosion that shook an entire corner of an island. Meanwhile, Smoker was using his smoke to surround and capture the most dangerous criminals in this entire burning region. High-speed chases took place on ruined rooftops between the CP0 agents and the members of the worst generation. Bartolomeo created sturdy protective barriers to shield his comrades from the rain of cannon fire from the distant sea. Cavendish changed his personality into Hakuba, rushing like a white wind, cutting down every opponent within one single second. At the island's center, Bullet completed his fusion to become a truly terrifying and massive, giant stone entity. His fist swung out, destroying all the coastal mountain ranges, causing thick dust to cover the entire vast space. Luffy was struggling to weave through the falling metal meteors coming down from the very high and dark sky. He had to face Bullet's power while dodging the laser beams fired from the direction of Admiral Kizaru nearby. A breathless chase began as dozens of Navy fleets tried to surround the giant and truly monstrous stone creature. Haki-coated cannonballs were fired continuously, but they were all absorbed into the thick armor of the giant bullet monster. "This world only belongs to the strongest," Bullet's roar echoed, causing massive tsunamis to rise from the deep sea. Usopp and Chopper were working hard to rescue the wounded people amidst the ruins of the recently collapsed buildings. Brook used his music to freeze the souls of the enemies approaching the sunny ship on the coast nearby. Frankie activated the General Frankie battle machine, launching powerful steel punches into the large and very crowded Navy army. Chaos reached its peak when different factions began attacking each other without distinguishing between friend or foe at all. The Supernovas realized that if they did not defeat Bullet, they would all be buried on this Delta Island. A temporary alliance was formed between those who were originally each other's most bitter and very legendary sworn enemies. Killer and Beppo coordinated smoothly to cut the heavy iron chains trying to bind their ships to the dock. Action sequences intertwined continuously from the ground to the sky, creating an extremely dramatic and very intense battle script. Fujitora summoned flaming meteors from the sky, causing the battlefield to become even more desolate and very brightly burning. The weakness in Bullet's structure, and immediately signaled the entire alliance to launch a total attack. "It is now or never," Law shouted, while channeling all his energy into a very powerful gamma knife strike. Kid also concentrated all the collected metal into a massive strike called Punk Vice directly at the giant center. Luffy gathered strength for a giant King Kong gun, carrying the hopes of all his dear and loyal comrades. The three strongest attacks of the worst generation converged at one point, creating a truly magnificent and giant explosion. A brilliant white light covered the entire Delta Island, making all sounds suddenly become absolutely and totally silent now. Bullet's entire giant entity began to show long and deep cracks from the head down to the very feet. He fought back frantically by releasing all the remaining Conqueror Haki in his very exhausted and weak human body. But the Alliance's will had far exceeded the individual and very dictatorial power of a man playing a god. Pieces of iron and steel began to fall like autumn leaves, revealing Bullet's true body behind the thick armor. Luffy rushed in with final speed, launching an uppercut carrying the full weight of a brand new global destiny. Bullet was sent flying through dozens of collapsed buildings, falling among the ashes of his crazy and dead dreams. At the same time, the Navy fleet began a total attack to capture all the remaining pirates on island. Intense sea chases took place as pirate crews tried to escape the Buster Call encirclement on the wavy ocean. Zoro and Sanji coordinated to block Vice Admirals trying to approach the Sunny ship from both large side docks. Nami controlled the weather, creating thick fog to hide the Straw Hat crew's retreat path in the dark night. Fierce gunfights took place between Navy soldiers and pirates on ships that were burning very brightly and very fiercely. Hancock used her powers to freeze the Navy ships blocking the way, giving Luffy a chance to escape out. Sabo and the Revolutionary Army members also began to retreat after completing their secret and very important mission objectives. Delta Island was now just a desolate ruin, with bright fires rising high up into the very dark sky. The sounds of battle gradually faded, giving way to the waves lapping against the broken and ruined coastal rocks. Luffy lay on the ship's deck panting, but his eyes still looked toward the horizon for a new journey. Douglas Bullet was heavily shackled and taken to the prison ship to return to the dark, impel-down prison. This battle will be remembered as the greatest gathering of the Supernovas in the history of the entire world. Characters from all over the world joined together to create an epic song about true and absolute human freedom. The personification of devil fruit powers reached a peak never seen in any of the previous Great World Wars. Continuous chases and collisions pushed the viewer's emotions to the very ultimate peak of pure and great excitement. Every scar left on the warriors' bodies is a testament to the fierceness of the great and historic war. The world of One Piece will continue to turn with more plots and even more terrifying future global confrontations. But after the battle at Delta, the faith in the power of unity was firmly strengthened in every heart. Kizaru retracted his light and muttered about the fearsomeness of the young generation growing up every single day. Newsbirds began flying around the world to spread the news about the defeat of the powerful Dark Demon. Every nation on the sea held its breath, hearing about the scale of destruction that took place on island. Luffy once again became the center of attention, with a bounty that would surely soar very high indeed now. Breathless chases still linger in everyone's memory, like a real and very intense, high-budget action movie sequence today. A new chapter of the pirate era has opened with hopes and very great and difficult future challenges.